Hello! Thank you for coming back and watching. I hope that you are enjoying this series on things that I wish I knew before I started my business and you're getting some use out of it. So please leave me a comment. Let me know if you are enjoying this and learning or if you have any questions. Moving right along, number 8. Let's talk branding. And I feel like there are so many resources on this. So many people are saying it. It gets overwhelming and exhausting. And I don't know that I fully grasped branding until I hired my business coach. So what I mean by that is from the get-go, I knew my why, I knew who, all of these things, but I didn't quite put it into a cohesive practice. I had a website that looked one way, I had a media kit that looked another way, I had photos that looked another way. So for me, it was just like, oh, this looks pretty in the moment, throw it up. So the biggest thing with branding is figuring out your logo, your look, your voice, all of that into one, which I had heard a million times. Putting it into practice seemed very different to me. One thing, it sounds so silly now, and I'm sure so many of you know this, and I'm gonna sound like such an amateur, but I did not realize that when you pick colors, that it has the little hashtag and numbers and letters after it, and almost everything you use, you can then do that. I use MailChimp for my email list, Squarespace for my website, you know, Canva to design everything, and I just plug that in and the color pops up, which again sounds so simple and I'm sure so amateur, but if you've never noticed that, it's life-changing. I no longer have to go to the little color wheel and try to pick what I think is pretty. Everything matches. So let me tell you what saved my life. Canva, which if you don't know what that is, so it's canva.com. They have everything. They have templates for YouTube thumbnails, YouTube banners, for newsletters, for Instagram stories, for email opt-ins. I just did my media kit on there. I did a one sheet for a pitch deck. Everything is on there. And once you set up a template, you can just keep that and use it for different things. So this goes into the time management thing that I wish I knew before. I put together a pitch deck for one collaboration, and now literally all I have to do is go change the details and the name for each different person that I collaborate with. Same thing with a brand. I've got a pitch for my brands, change a couple words here and there, and it's done. I know people talk templates with emails, and I'm working on that. I'm definitely trying to be very careful because I also don't want to just send out mass emails and hope for the best. I truly believe that it should be personalized to the brand and the person that you're trying to work with. But it does help to have those templates in place, to have responses in place, things like that. So Canva, oh my gosh, Canva's amazing. I think once you get those things set up, like a thumbnail, then every time all you have to do is switch the photo. So all of those things help time so much. That's a huge part of the brand. Having your logo, definitely having your voice, which sounds so bizarre because you would think it would be natural, but I cringe whenever people ask me to send them a bio. I should have the same bio for everything, depending on the length that they want, but there should be a long one, a middle one, and a one-liner. And they should go out to everything. Should be the same wording in all of them, which I do use now. So I'll say, you know, inspiring people to face their fears, push out of their comfort zones, showing people that if I can do it, so can they. You know, having those kinds of words put into place and having them everywhere. It also helps you pop up in Google search when everything's the same wording because it's going to come across as multi-platform. Now, I am terrible at SEO, so I'm gonna speak on that for about 2 seconds, and that's it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So SEO is search engine optimization, and it's using the right words to get noticed in Google, basically. People want blogs and newsletters that are SEO optimized, and if you're good at this, oh my goodness, I bow down. I have tried so many ways with this. But there are apps and there are pages that can help you get better at that stuff for sure, AdWords, things like that. But the best and most basic way that I just had it explained to me recently and went, oh my gosh, I get it. I get it. How did this not make sense to me before? What are you Googling? What are you Googling? That's it. So I have a friend that he's put together this really great thing, and I don't want to give it away, but let's just say it's like a genre. And instead, he's got his name, he's got different ideas on every different page. On Instagram, it's one handle. On Twitter, it's another handle. On his website, it's a different handle, or it's his name. And I said, why don't you just be blank guy? Just be that. Because people are not going to look up your name on Google. They're going to look up, I want to find out that one guy that did this. That's what people are Googling. Like if you look at your Google list, it's not so specific. The reason we're Googling is because we don't know. So personally, one thing that I tried to do is constantly call myself a travel host. I don't like the word vlogger. I've talked briefly on that. I just don't like it. I don't feel like it speaks to what I do. I'm not a selfie stick kind of person, although I do some on there. So the word vlog, it's just, I don't like it. But nobody is Googling a travel host. Nobody knows what that is. I have talked to people in this business, and when they say, what do you do? And I say travel host, they say, is that like a concierge? Do you work at a restaurant? Are you hosting exchange students? Like nobody knows what a travel host is. So I had to go back and reword some of my stuff to say video content creator, social media influencer. Think of what your ideal client is Googling and looking for, and put those words into everything. Start using those words. Travel vlogger. It's starting to come up on my site now because that is what people are looking for. So the best, most basic way to explain SEO to me is just say, what are you Googling? And another great tip that I just learned was use Pinterest. So Pinterest is a search engine, basically. It's not a social media platform, it's a search engine. So if you go in and you look up sweater, what's gonna happen is all these boxes are gonna pop up underneath that say fashion sweater, fall sweater, black sweater, you know, all these different categories. And then you can click on that and more boxes will come up. So using those as your keywords, oh my gosh, like chocolate chip cookie, what's gonna pop up? Recipe, gluten-free, pictures, I don't know. But so using those words and putting them into your brand is amazing. So when it comes to branding, keeping everything looking clean, looking the same, your one sheet should look the same as your media kit, which should look the same as your website, using the same colors, using the same language, all of this, one, it will help you become known for a certain thing and a certain feeling, but two, it will help you be found. So that's kind of for any business really, but if you have YouTube, make sure your banner looks the same, has your logo on it, it's the same colors. Make sure your thumbnails are all the same or have the same feel. Maybe they're all different, but you have a really wacky page. So just kind of putting all that into play. And me personally, I'm still working on that and going back and kind of rebranding a lot of it to make sure it does look the same, but highly recommend Canva. Get to Canva for branding. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. So leave me a comment if you guys have any tips on branding or you have any questions. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.